I've had to get carried up a flight of stairs. I've had to take my wheels off to fit through certain doorways and then put them back on.
Hubby or his sister have to carry the chair up the stairs and I have to crawl up the stairs.
I've had to go to the bathroom at a public restroom or somewhere outside just because their toilet and shower isn't accessible.
Mum always said that if she died tomorrow, what am I going to do? So instead of saying, oh well, I'm in a nursing home or a home for disabled kids, I said I'll have to be independent. But try and find a house here in Townsville that's equipped for a wheelchair is near to impossible.
My wife and I were looking for a rental place. In the last month, we've actually gone to 15 houses and none of them have been successful.
We did go to a home on the weekend and we just felt that the steps, there was about 14 steps and didn't really get to the top. I had to stop halfway through.
It took us a long time to find a home that was even remotely suitable for my requirements. Wider hallways and doorways, no steps to get into the home. All those sorts of things are extremely difficult when silver level housing aren't being built.
My son Lockie, lovely Lachlan, he was born with special needs. It was a godsend when we got a chair that enabled just the simplest thing of Lockie sitting at the dining room table with us. But then trying to get the chair in any other room or down the hallway and around the corner, we couldn't do it. We got plans done up to raise the house, to build in under so that we could all live at the kitchen, everything, all of our living spaces and Lockie's room and bathroom be downstairs. And that was going to double our mortgage.
When you think about the costs that are genuine costs there to retrofit a home down the track to make it more accessible to the basic level, it costs a lot more to do it then. So it makes sense financially to do it while building a new home.
The freedom by having a home designed to this level is far greater than what you get from traditional homes. And it's not just those people with disabilities, but it's those people who are getting older and those young families.
A bit over 10 years ago, I built my first project for Cootharinga, North Queensland. And there was a family there was a 67-year-old parents putting their 30-year-old son into care. The young boy, I guess, was quite excited about some independence he was about to get, not knowing what his mum and dad have been through their whole life to give him that strength and confidence within his ability at the time. And the parents doing it knowing that they're not going to be around forever. That was the first introduction for me in the disability sector, and I've brought that into my standard building practices. I've just done it because, again, there's not a single person, able-bodied or especially disabled, who have ever said, no, I don't want that in my home.
I can see a day where in the future that silver level homes are going to sell a lot better than what a home that isn't up to a silver level standard does, because that's what the community will need.
Whether you're in a wheelchair, whether you're an older person, whether you just like a bigger house, you know, it should be easily accessible for everyone. Just something that you can roll on in or you can roll on out.
You know, one entry point into the house with no steps, minimum 1 metre wide hallways, 8 70mm wide doorways, a step-free shower, 1.2 metres in front of a toilet from a door, and importantly behind the walls in a bathroom and toilet, structural timbers put behind the walls for future grab rails.
It just made perfect sense. When I saw the standards and how simply whole dynamics of families' lives can be changed just by the thought and care and design that's gone into the silver level homes. It's creating an environment with this design that will change families' lives.
My grandfather suffered a stroke about 7 years ago, and for about 5 years my grandmother was his primary caregiver, and I witnessed my grandmother struggling to look after my grandfather. So having silver level included in my home, in my first home that I built, it just made sense to me that, you know, the features of a silver level accessible home should just be included. It just makes sense.
18% of the country is involved in disability in some way or another. And the costs of the silver level housing between $2,000 and $3,000 per house at the initial construction stage is going to be good because you're broadening your market. Generally, what goes hand in hand with a wider market is increasing values or greater demand. From a value perspective, it just makes good sense.
Our councillors come on board and can see that this is a great thing to do. Our industry bodies, master builders, HIA, Property Council of Australia, UDIA, they're coming on board to say, yep, we can see this, make this happen. And a big part of our developers who are seen as the big end of town, wanting to be part of something that is for the city, to try and do something that just should happen, and that's to try and make as many homes built to the silver level as we can.
If you're in the building industry and you want to be a part of this, I suggest you go to the Master Builders Association or HIA and explain to them that you wish to be a part of this program, and they'll show you how you can construct a silver level home and what it can mean for your business.
Together with Townsville developers and builders, we've designed a pilot program for our mayor to take to state and federal governments. This 12-month pilot program will provide financial support and encourage the development of more silver level homes.
Now's the time, with all the new suburbs and subdivisions being built, to build all the homes with silver level housing.
I just think let's just do this, but make Townsville unique in our nation, to be quite simply changing whole communities' lives with simple design.
There's a bigger picture around this little silver level thing we're trying to do, is to achieve something that the nation elsewhere are trying to do through legislation, and again we're going to do it through collaboration.
Make these necessities part of the building trade, of what is normal. If you make it normal, it becomes acceptable.
So the idea really is to provide accessibility to everyone as they go through life, whether you are a child being pushed in a walker or in a pram, or if you're a young adult with a sporting injury that may mean you're in a wheelchair or using crutches for a period of time, or if you're older and you've got a wheelie walker and you just want to be able to get in and around the house and into your bathrooms and things like that. If you build a silver level home, you will be able to achieve that.